Hi, this is Amanda Winter from Livingston Public Library, and I'm here sharing you a lesson on how to crochet a small bag. This lesson has been divided into 4 parts, and this is part 4. If you haven't already, I recommend you go back and watch part 1, 2, 3, and follow along so that you'll be ready to start part 4. So where we left off, on part 3, you were working on the top flap, row 3 through 8, so you should be up to row 8 and just about ready to fasten off that last stitch. So I've already cut the yarn, and I'm going to turn the work to do a slip stitch and fasten off. So I'm going to just insert the hook into a stitch. And here's the end. I'm going to catch the yarn, I'm going to pull off that loop, and I'm going to pull, tight, and just like that, there you go. It is secure, and you've completed the top flap. You don't want to trim it too small, too short. Instead, what you're going to do with that extra yarn is you're going to put it in your tapestry needle, and you're going to weave it in back and forth a little bit. You don't want to cut the yarn too short, because if you cut it too short the knot can come undone, so this way you can leave the yarn a little longer but hide it by weaving it into the work. So just weave it back and forth a little bit. And then you have the option of trimming it a bit more. I just always like to make sure that it's the tail end is in the inside of the work as opposed to the outside, and there you have it. It is complete. You've got the top flap, the bottom, and the sides. And the next thing we need to work on is the lanyard. So I'm just going to do a small sample. So that's why I just have a little bit of yarn there. What the lanyard basically consists of is the chain stitch and the double crochet. I did 132 chain stitches, and when I double crocheted into them after I measured it, and it was about 29 inches. If you like the way the chain stitch looks by itself, you could just do a chain stitch for your lanyard. Just know that it will be narrower, and also that you might need to do more than 132, since when you double crochet into a chain it makes it wider. So you would just chain and measure periodically till you got the length that you'd like. Or you can do the chains and then double crochet into them and have a thicker lanyard. So I'll show you what both looks like. So for either one, we're going to start with a slip knot. And we're going to make our number 6. Anchoring down both sides of the yarn. I'm going to pull that middle loop and grab it with the hook. Pull to form the knot. Again, we don't want it too big, but we want it to be loose enough to move on the hook still. So now we're going to do the chain stitch. So you wrap it and pull it off. I always like to mark that first chain. So let me get my stitch marker. And I'm just going to put it through that first chain. I'm going to wrap it 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, I've got a nice row of chains there. So if you like this, you can use this as your strap. Like I said, it's thinner, but perfectly fine. Or if you want it to be a little thicker, then you can just go into, we'll start with the 3rd chain from the hook, and we're going to go in and do a double crochet. I'll do a few of them, and then you can see the difference and decide if you like how that looks, or if you like just the chains by themselves. That's 1, 2, going to just take the stitch marker out of the way. Move the tail end out of the way too. You don't want to crochet with that. You always want to have the working yarn, the one that's connected to the ball of yarn. And it's a third double crochet. I've already cut the yarn. I'm going to just go through that last loop. And there you go. It's all tightened off, fastened off. And as you can see, it's a little bit thicker than the chain, but it's up to you as to what you prefer. So let's say now that the lanyard is complete, this is what mine looked like. As I said, it's about 29 inches. I've left the yarn long on the one end because that's what I'm going to use to attach it to the bag. So I have my tapestry needle. I'm going to thread the needle with the yarn. I'm going to go through the lanyard. And then I'm going to go through one corner of the bag. I'm just going to pick a spot. And I'm going to go back through the bag in a different spot and go through the lanyard. And I'm just going to do that a few times to make sure it's secure, and then I'll just do a knot into the bag and weave in the ends with the tapestry needle. Once I've done that, I'm going to attach more yarn, with a regular knot, attach a piece of yarn to the strap, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other side of the bag. I'm going to thread the tapestry needle and go back and forth until it's secure, and then knot it off. So here is what the finished bag looks like. I've really enjoyed sharing this lesson with you. I really appreciate you going and following along with all 4 portions of the lesson, and I just want to congratulate you on having learned a new skill. So thank you!